Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. What's up? Happy Wednesday. It is literally smack dab the middle of the week. It's 12:30, halfway through lunch, exactly the midway point of your work week if you're working Monday through Friday. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the stacks. The Bitcoin price dipping. You shouldn't be scared. You should be excited that you have the opportunity to buy at these prices. Okay. Today during the show, we're going to talk about multi-sig wallets, Bitcoin multi-sig wallets. What the heck are they? How do they work? Should there be something I should be doing? Should it be something that you need to be doing? Let's talk about it during the Why We Stack segment. That's what we're going to cover. So if that sounds cool to you, let's move into the regular portion of the show that we like to call the Sat Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $65,946.74 for one Bitcoin. Sounds expensive, sounds wild, but don't worry, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You could buy a fraction of a Bitcoin and start buying it a little bit at a time. Those fractions of a Bitcoin are called Satoshis. We call them Sats for short, hence the Stack Sats Show. A Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis, just like a dollar is made up of 100 pennies. Okay? So it's not a different currency. It's not a different coin. It's still Bitcoin. It's just a fraction of a Bitcoin. That's just what we call it when it's less than one Bitcoin. Okay? Instead of saying 0.00001 Bitcoin, we say 1,000 Satoshis. Right? Think of it as moving the decimal place to the right 8 times. Okay? So in this case, you would get 0.00001516 Bitcoin for a single dollar, but it's easier to say that you're gonna get 1,516 Satoshis for a single dollar. Another way to think about it is, say you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you'll have about 15 Satoshis. 50 Satoshis. Uh-oh, Carlos is having a bad day today. Banks suck. They just froze one of my business accounts for a chargeback. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Chargebacks suck, first of all. And freezing your whole account because you have a chargeback, that sounds kind of lame. That sucks. That sucks. There are no chargebacks in Bitcoin. All transactions are permanent and it cannot be reversed. Okay. All right. So, but I know it's hard. When you're running a business, you gotta be able to accept whatever your customers are willing to pay with. And unfortunately, oh my gosh, a $12 chargeback has your account stuck. That sucks. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Well, if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. My name is Roman. We buy Bitcoin here on the show Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Eastern. And we're living the dream. We're not only talking about stacking sats. We stack sats here like I said, Monday through Friday. And we'll get to that portion of the show when we get to it. But I like to start off the show with a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of information to help you guys that are starting out with Bitcoin understand it and know how to deal with it. And understand that we're not here to trade Bitcoin. We're not here to trade or buy any other kind of coins, any poop coins. And we're not here to try to convince you to deposit your Bitcoin in some account that's going to give you some kind of yield. No. We're 100% Bitcoin only. Buy Bitcoin, take custody of that Bitcoin, and just sit on it. Don't do anything else. That's all you got to do. Buy Bitcoin, take custody, and that value that you've started in Bitcoin will make you wealthier and wealthier over time. The point here is not to take it, collect it, and sell it down the road. The point is to keep it, right? Because the longer you hold it, the more valuable it will become. And we're just starting out, okay? So that's the premise of the show. But today, we're going to jump into a specific topic that we've been covering Bitcoin wallets all week, and we had a question come up on Monday about multi-sig wallets. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about multi-sig wallets. I went and got educated. I went and learned more about multi-sig wallets. I'm going to present to you guys what I found, and explain it to you guys as best as I can. And if you have any questions from that point forward, we'll take it from there. And if I need to go back and do more research, like if we get a really good question that stumps me, then I'll go back and do some more research and come back tomorrow with the answers for that. But I think I got it mostly covered. Okay, so let's jump into that now. Let's first do a little quick why we stack, and then we'll jump into the multi-sig talk. Why we stack. Super easy. We stack because saving in Bitcoin is like giving yourself a continuous retroactive raise for the hours you already worked for as long as you hold that Bitcoin or that stack. Okay? Super easy. That's why we stack. Why we stack, done. Why we stack is done. Just like that. Slapped it down, and that is why we stack. Okay? So let's get into multi-sig wallets. Okay? Well, in order to understand a multi-sig wallet, let's review real quick a regular wallet. A regular wallet is like an account at a bank, I guess, but it's on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's on the Bitcoin time chain. You have an account on the Bitcoin time chain, and that account can be accessed or you can make transactions out of that account if you hold the signing keys, the private key for that account. Okay, if you hold the private key for that account, then you can push Bitcoin out of it or push sats out of it, right? Because the Bitcoin network's going to ask you, hey, before we run this transaction, can you validate that you have the keys for this account, and you sign it with your device, and then the Bitcoin network says, okay, cool, you do have the private keys for this, so you're authorized to send Bitcoins out of this account. So we're gonna set this up, and we'll put it on in the memory pool, and then the miners will pick it up when they get to it, right? Anyway, so that is a 1-to-1, right? That is think of it as like a private mailbox or a bank safety deposit box with a single key, okay? And with a single key. So that's like the most basic concept. That's what we have now. We have like most of us have one private key, one public key, and one set of recovery words, like the 24 words or the 12 words, right? And so in order for you to recover your wallet, you basically have to provide your recovery words or your recovery phrases, and you can restore your wallet if you lose if you lose your hardware device. Okay. All right. So we take that same concept of the safety deposit box and expand it, and let's make it like a bank safety deposit box that has two keys, right, to open it. So in order to access the funds or access the stuff inside of that safety deposit box, you need to have not just your key, but you need to have the bank's key. So you gotta have another person or another entity that's willing to allow you to that's willing to open that box with you, right? And in the case of a bank safety deposit box, I mean, most of the time it's for security purposes. That way, like whoever's watching the mailboxes or the security boxes doesn't just go in there and look at everybody's stuff. They have to have their key and your key turned at the same time in order to open that box, right? So you can set up a Bitcoin wallet in a similar way, where you can have any configuration you can think of. You could say, I want this Bitcoin wallet to have two keys, and in order to withdraw something from this account, from this Bitcoin account, I need to see two keys each time. So you want to set it up for 2 out of 2, right? Which means, okay, I have my wallet set up, and I'm going to send some Bitcoin out of that wallet, and it has 2 signatures. So it needs to have 2 things validate that transaction before it goes onto the Bitcoin network, right? So if you it's going to require you to have multiple pieces of hardware. So now you go from one cold storage device with your key in there to two, right? And it also makes the whole recovery process a little bit more complicated, right? We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's talk a little bit more about the different configurations you can have. Okay, it's pretty much up to your imagination. You can do another setup where you have 2 out of 3 keys. So when you set up that wallet, you set up 3 keys that can unlock that vault or that wallet. And you can say, I don't need to have all 3 keys. I just need to have 2 out of the 3 keys, right? Kind of cool. And we'll talk about why you would do that in a little bit. But let's just keep talking about the options. Okay, you can do 3 out of 5 keys if you wanted to, right? It's a lot more things to worry about, but you can do it that way. You could do something crazy like, I don't know, let's say you need 8 keys out of 10 possible keys to unlock something, right? Or you can go backwards and kind of make it less safe and say you can have 1 out of 5 keys. If you trust the people if you trust everybody, if you trust all those 5 entities, and it only takes 1 key to use it, it's a lot of risk there. You're kind of making it less safe than just a single key wallet, right? But anyway, it is an option though. You can do it that way for if you have a use case for something like that, right? So that's kind of the cool thing about Bitcoin. It's very flexible, right? In that setup. Okay, so what's the advantage of having a multi-sig wallet? Well, the advantage is that it'll be more secure if you've done it correctly, and you've documented everything you need, and you have your backups in order done correctly. Then it'll be more secure than if you just had a single hardware wallet, a single signature wallet, where, let's say somebody were to steal your hardware device or your seed phrase somehow, and they can restore your wallet somewhere else and take your coins, right? Push them out because they have your recovery phrase or whatever. Well, it'd be difficult to do that if you had a multi-sig wallet, because they wouldn't have to. If you had like a 2 out of 2 wallet and somebody got their wallet stolen, they would have to have at least one other wallet, right? Which could be geographically isolated from each other. Or if you have a 2 out of 3, right? If one of the 3 in that party goes rogue and tries to rip off the other 2, then they wouldn't be able to, because they'd have to get a second person to agree with them and make move that coin, right? So there's safety in that way. Another way you can use that type of configuration would be, let's say, for example, what up, Bitcoin Beacon in the house? Good to see you in here. Round of applause from live to the audience. Also for Carlos Jaramillo, McLovin, and Paul. Welcome, guys. I think I saw Grant here earlier. Oh, Paul, it's good to see you, Paul. I confused your icon with Garrett. It's so nice to see you in here, Paul. Very cool. So we're talking about multi-sig wallets, the benefits, the drawbacks, right? So that would be a way to use a multi-sig wallet. Let's say, for example, that you wanted to pay for something, like kind of in an escrow type of situation, where you have a third party that is mediating between the 2 parties that are doing the purchase or doing the thing, right? And that third party, it has one signature, has one signature, and the 2 people doing the buying and the selling have one signature each, and it's a 2 out of 3 signature wallet, right? Multi-sig wallet. Then the arbiter, the escrow party, can confirm once whatever requirements on that deal are done, and allow the person getting paid to withdraw that, because they're gonna they're gonna co-sign with them on that withdrawal, right? But if the person that's getting that's doing the paying doesn't get their good the way it was expected or whatever, like through the escrow process, like they don't, it's like a scam, for example, or the thing is not as described, they could petition the escrow company and say, hey, look, before you release that to the seller, it's not what they told me it was going to be, so I need that back or whatever, and then they can go through that process, and you have like a neutral third party that will sign for either party, right? So or you could do that like on a loan too, right? Let's say Paul lent me, I don't know, a Bitcoin, right? And I'm going to pay him back 1.2 Bitcoins in a year, right? I don't know, just example, right? And so I'm like, is that a good example? Is that a good example? Yeah, I guess it's a good example. Yeah. So maybe I don't know. Oh no, I know what it is. I know how it would work. Let's say it's like a loan situation, right? Where like I'm gonna lend Paul, we'll say, well, what's the price of Bitcoin right now? $65,000, right? And I say, okay, I'm gonna lend you $65,000 in cash, but I need you to put 1 Bitcoin of collateral in a multi-sig wallet for us, right? And Bitcoin Beacon, he's gonna be our escrow guy. He's our third party. He's not affiliated with Paul or myself. He's a business, and he provides that escrow service. Okay. And then we tell Bitcoin Beacon, we say, hey, look, Paul agreed that if he deposits 1 Bitcoin into this multi-sig wallet, I'm gonna lend him. I'm gonna actually give him worse terms. I'm gonna lend him only half of Bitcoin's value. So I'm gonna lend him $35,000 cash, and he's gonna deposit 1 Bitcoin into this account. If he defaults on his loan agreement, then we agree that he's gonna give up that coin for me to liquidate and cover my losses, right? Or whatever agreement you decide to come up with, right? And scenario 1, Paul borrows the money, he pays me back on time, everything is great, and I try to keep his Bitcoin. I say, hey, look, I'm not gonna release this Bitcoin from you because I want to keep it. I'm trying to scam you, right? Even though you paid me back. So then Paul goes to Bitcoin Beacon and says, look, I paid him back with interest. Here's all my receipts. And he's in the wrong because he's still not releasing my Bitcoin. So then Bitcoin Beacon says, all right, I looked at the paperwork. It looks legit. You did all the right things. I'm just going to multi-sig. I'll sign it with you, and you'll be able to withdraw your coin back, right? So that way it prevents me from scamming Paul, right, to have a third-party escrow. Same thing on the flip side. I could be like, hey, look, I've been chasing after Paul for the past year, and he hasn't made any payments on this, and I just want to liquidate part of that Bitcoin so I can get my money back, and then we can release the rest back to Bitcoin Beacon or whatever. I'm sorry, to Paul. And then Bitcoin Beacon says, okay, cool. Let me see what you've done. Okay, you reach out to him, whatever the legal thing has to be, and then he'll help me sign for taking some of that Bitcoin out to cover my losses, and then at that point I would just release the rest of it back to Paul, right? So it's a way to keep people honest. It's a way to do contracts without having to do not contracts, but to do like arrangements like that without having to get too many people involved, I guess, right? Another situation where you would do something like this would be like, let's say, for example, Leonard McLovin and I are going to start a company, and we're all going to fund the company with some of our stash, right? Like we're going to start the next coolest Bitcoin company that's going to help spread the word on Bitcoin, right? And we want to have our company's we want to start doing what Michael Saylor is doing as a company, right? So we want to have a wallet that our company can hold Bitcoin in, but that we all have a say into how it gets used. So we set up again another maybe like a 2 out of 3 Bitcoin wallet, kind of like we did with the escrow company. Or let's say there's 4 business partners and we all put in the equal amount of money into funding the company initially, and we want to have a 3 out of 4 signature wallet or a 2 out of 4 signature wallet, right? Whatever configuration you want, whatever configuration suits your need, That's where the multi-sig would come in, right? And on an individual level, you could use that. What's up, El Somer? Welcome. You could, on an individual level, you could set that up as like maybe you and your wife want to have a 2 out of 2 wallet, right? Or maybe you just want to have your own 2 out of 2 wallet because your Bitcoin holdings are so big that you're afraid someone might break into your house and steal your hardware wallet, and you want to have a second hardware wallet somewhere else stashed away, where you need both wallets to make any kind of Bitcoin transactions. It makes you more secure, but there's more things to worry about, more things to back up, right? Let's talk about that next. What's the complexity like as far as backing up a multi-sig wallet and compared to a single sig wallet? So with the multi-sig wallet, you need everything that you need normally for a regular signature times however many participants, right? And I think you might even need I think it's called a config file. I'm not 100% sure on that piece, but you do need not only to have every wallet ID. Let's think about it this way. Think of the box, like a safety deposit box, as an item, and then on the face of that safety deposit box, there could be like 3 keyholes or 4 keyholes or 5 keyholes, right? For each of the keyholes, for each of the keys in that wallet, you'll need a recovery phrase for that key, right? And you know how normally when we recover a single SIG wallet, all we need is the recovery key. We don't need anything else. We just need the words, the 12 words, the 24 words. Well, when you set up a multi-sig wallet, if you lose one of the keys, you not only need the recovery phrase for that key, right? But you also need, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. You also need what's called the XPub key. It's called the extended public keys for those other wallets and your wallet. Okay. So instead of going in the case where we're doing 3 out of 2, for example, if you lost your keys for one of your setups, you would need your recovery phrase for the wallet you're trying to restore. Sorry, for the key you're trying to restore. And you would also need the 3 XPub addresses for your wallet, for your key that you're trying to restore, and for the other 2 keys that are part of that same group. Okay? If you set up a multi-sig wallet and only write down the 12 words or the 24 words for each wallet, yeah, you'll have 3 sets of the recovery phrase, but that recovery phrase is worthless to you unless you have the XPub addresses for those other keys within your group, right? So it's very dangerous to do it if you don't understand what you're doing, because you could be chugging along thinking you're good to go because you have all the seed phrases for the 3 for the 3 keys that are going to unlock your wallet, but you don't realize that you need also the XPub addresses. And so when it comes time something happens, you're going to go to try to restore your wallet, try to restore your access. And if you don't have those XPub addresses, the Bitcoin network's not going to know what to do with you. It's just going to say like, I'm sorry, I need the seed phrase of the wallet you're trying to recover. And I also need the XPubs of all of the other wallets in this group. Okay. So it could get a little bit difficult, right? For me, it was easier to go with a single SIG and passphrase. Yep. Yeah, for most people, single SIG and passphrase is more than enough, especially if you are incognito about owning Bitcoin and nobody actually knows you have it, which I recommend. I know you're probably trying to orange pill your friends and family, but I wouldn't try to orange pill strangers like I am doing now on the internet, right? But a multi-sig is definitely a better way to go, right? All right, so a better way to go for security purposes, but it's more complicated, okay? And then you'll also need to manage multiple pieces of hardware that have your signing device on there, right? And you have to get those physical signing devices to sign a transaction that's multi-sig, okay? So it's great, it's more secure, but it's a lot more risky, and at any point in time, if you lose for whatever reason one of those keys in a group, for example, in a group that requires 2 out of 2 signatures, if you just use one and you have no way to recover it, that Bitcoin is lost for eternity, right? You're not gonna be able to go back there and somehow call Bitcoin tech support and have them reset your password. No, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so it's super important that you're super careful with this kind of with multi-sig and do it properly, right? And test it out, make sure it works, make sure you can recover it before you even start sending Bitcoin to that wallet. Okay, if you're doing 2 out of 3 signatures and you lose 2 out of 3 signatures, you only have one, that Bitcoin is locked forever again, right? If you're doing 3 out of 5 signatures and you lose, 3 signatures again, then you only have 2 signatures, then you can't access that Bitcoin anymore in that wallet, okay? It's forever ever, okay? It's forever ever. Unless you documented it correctly and are able to restore your wallet successfully, right? The whole Liquid network, I think, is at 11 out of 15 multi-sig wallets or something like that. Wow, that's wild. That's cool. That's a lot of signatures. That's a lot of things to remember. So, for example, the example that Carlos put in place, they have a wallet. It's a multi-sig wallet, and it requires 11 signatures out of 15. Okay, that means that if one guy of those 15 loses their wallet, in order for them to restore their wallet private key, they would need one, the passphrase or the recovery words for their wallet key, for their key, and on top of that, one 24 words or 12 words, whatever they set it up with. I'm guessing 24 words. In addition to their 24-word seed phrase, they also need 15 XPub addresses in order to restore that one wallet if it's lost or it's damaged, right? So that's a lot of information. And also, those XPub IDs are not something that's easy to remember or write down. It's basically a bunch of it's basically like a SHA-256 hash. It looks like it'll be like capital letters, lowercase letters, numbers, all kinds of things. And it's probably 32 digits. I think it's 32 digits long. Yeah, it's like 32 digits long. And so good luck. You definitely have to document that accurately. So yeah, that's how those work. That's how multi-sig wallets work. And I mean, there's pros and cons, right? I'll let you guys figure out what your stacking needs are to hold your coins, but that's the basics of it, right? I'm glad you guys had those questions because I've been kind of putting this off. It's one of the things that I didn't want to. I don't know. I just got lazy and wasn't like doing the research on. And I'm glad you guys mentioned it because now I know, and I'll be able to share that with people in the future. And now you guys know about it too. Okay. Let's see what else. Making sure that my notes that I didn't miss anything important. Okay, you got all the phrases. Yep. Look. Okay. Losing keys. Losing enough keys to meet the minimum required locks up your Bitcoin forever. Yep. I gotta make sure I say that. No way to gain access if the setup was not done and documented correctly. Yep. Let's see. Yep, you can use this in business partnerships, escrow situations, etc. Okay. And the final thing for this little section is, do you need multi-sig, right? Do you need multi-sig? Based on the information we just talked about, do you feel like you need multi-sig, right? Yeah, it's wild. It's pretty cool. I like this. It was a good little opportunity to do a little bit of research. So I watched a bunch of videos on it. I think I grasped the concept. I have not done it myself, but I think I might pick up another signing device and see if I can set up multi-sig like on a testnet, for example, right? Just to actually do it and have a working example that I can actually use and see what it's like to actually restore I'll probably do like a 2 of 2, and if get that set up, and I can try to restore it if I lose one wallet, right? And so I'll basically wipe out one of the wallets. So I'll basically wipe out one of the keys on one of the devices, and then I'll use the information that I hopefully gathered correctly to restore that second. So I have two out of two again, right? So that's pretty cool. It's a cool little setup. Anyway, you know what? What this multi-sig things makes me think about? It makes me think about like those old, not I guess not old, but those like adventure movies where like the main character has to go and like collect a bunch of pieces of some artifact to unlock this like tomb or like this whatever in a pyramid or like in the jungle somewhere, like not Minecraft, like what's that called? What's that? Tomb Raider, like a Tomb Raider, right? Where you have to collect all these different things, and you put them in, you place these things in even like there's a lot of movies, a lot of shows with that kind of situation, like on what's it called, like the Mandalorian and stuff, right? Or like what's that one, Ashoka, right? Where like you set up these things in like this temple, and doing that in a certain sequence unlocks some kind of treasure, some kind of secret, some kind of weapon or something, right? Something cool. Like honestly, you could set up something like this, or even just a single signature wallet. You could set up like the ultimate adventure for like your descendants, you know, like like where let's say you travel somewhere, right? It's just an idea. Let's say you oh, multi-sig, not multi-sig. I thought you were talking about chain smoking. Let's go. Nice, McLovin. Nice. Now I'm talking about setting up an adventure, an adventure, a treasure map, for your next of kin or for your grandkids in the future or for your great grandkids. You can go as crazy as you want, right? Because sats are cheap right now compared to what they're going to be in 20 years, right? Let's say you take $100 worth of Bitcoin, right? And you make a single sig wallet, and you travel around the world, and you hide parts of the seed phrase in undisclosed areas of the world, and whoever's on that quest, yeah, you're setting up quests. Whoever's on that quest has to travel to those places and look in these places that you kind of give hints for, and bring together the seed phrases, or bring together the seed words, or it doesn't even have to be the seed words. It could be just some kind of adventure that way. And that'd be kind of cool. Like you would be setting up like games and like of benefit, right? For the people that come down the line from you, right? Like maybe I'm going a little bit crazy with this one. Okay, I'm going a little bit crazy with this one, but just bear with me. Bear with me. It's entertaining. You could do like have your in your will or in your estate. You could say that you have, let's just say, would do like 100 $100 stacks. Oh, actually, it might have to be more, because by the time that happens, maybe it'll be dust. Anyway, not minding the dust section of it, you plot. That's like a plot. Yeah, it's like a plot for a good movie, right? Like, you when you turn 18, when the people in my lineage turn 18, I want them to all of a sudden mysteriously receive a envelope from me, right? With the following quest, right? I don't know, some kind of requirements, right? Like the estate could say, right, they got educated, they completed high school and went to college, right? Whatever. Say so once they completed college, and those could be the requirements. They got to be a certain age, and they got to have completed college. Whatever you want. It's your money. It's your estate, right? Where you do whatever you want. And once anybody down my line completes those two things or the three things or whatever requirements you want, they receive an envelope from great grandpa Roman, and it says like, all right, here's your mission should you choose to accept it, right? And at the end of that at the end of that quest, they get the seed phrase for some locked Bitcoin that's been sitting there waiting for them, maturing and gaining value over time since today or since whenever it was set up. That's freaking cool, dude. That's super cool. And then part of it would be like, like you just got to commit to like continue the tradition of passing this on down to the kids and down to the kids in our lineage, right? So anyway, you can go crazy with it. That's the beauty of Bitcoin, though. The beauty of Bitcoin is that you can have these cool ideas like that and have that certainty that the value that you're putting away into Bitcoin is not going to just evaporate into nothing like it does in a bank account, right? Anyway. Anyway, that's the idea for today. I hope it didn't get too crazy, but anyway, that's what multi-sig makes me think about. And you don't necessarily need multi-sig to do something like this, but it's cool, right? It's cool. Anyway, yeah, treasure maps and quests for future generations. That's so cool. That's so cool. Anyway, all right. So that said, that's why we stack segment concluded. If anybody has any questions in today's stream about multi-sig, put it in the chat. If you're watching a replay and I wasn't clear enough and you have still questions, do put your questions in the comments, because what I'll do is I'll come back in a following episode and answer your question specifically. And if you have a question, it's very likely that someone else might have a question and they're just not brave enough to ask. Okay, so if you have a question, ask, and it's to the benefit of everyone, even myself, because it might be a question that I get stumped on, and you're gonna force me to do some more research again. Dang it! And I'm okay with that. I'm kidding when I say dang it. All right. So that said, it's time to do stack recap. Because here on the show, we don't only talk about stacking sats. We actually stack Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Eastern. We're on here stacking sats, buying Bitcoin a little bit at a time, $20 a day on days when Bitcoin is above our average buy price for 2024. $40 a day when the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price. I wish it was below 54,000. Right? I'd buy a lot more. And on days when Bitcoin is below our overall lowest purchase of 2024, which will be 39,000. Yeah, right. We'll see if it ever comes back to 39,000. We'll buy a quadruple stack, which will be $80 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. All right. That is the status for the dollar cost average, the Bitcoin cost average stack for the show in 2024. But we started this show in 2023 in May, and since then we've been stacking. We started with $5, then went $10, then went to $20. But this is a cumulative stack for the whole lifespan of the show. Most of our buys have been done online during an episode just like today. Okay, so we're doing this not to flex. We're doing this to show you that if a guy on the internet can stack sats for the price of a Starbucks coffee, for the price of less than eating out daily, you can also find a way to sell some stuff, forego some of the snacks, some of the coffee, some of the extra stuff you don't really need, and set that aside, save it in Bitcoin, and make yourself more prosperous in the future, right? So for the lifespan of the show, we're up about 76%, and since 2024 alone, we're up about 32%. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. All right. Recently, we also started the challenge called the 100 Stacks Challenge, 100-day Bitcoin Savings Challenge, and we're giving you a spreadsheet here where you can buy Bitcoin for 100 days, and you don't have to buy. You just have to buy one line per day for 100 days. That's 3 months and 10 days. And as you fill this sheet out, you can go in any order. You can buy a $10 today. You can buy a $40 today. You can buy a $64 today. Whatever you feel comfortable with that day. But you do have to buy one line each day for 100 days straight. No skipping days on weekends. This is the continuous 100 day. It's a challenge, right? The idea being that if you saved in cash, you would save about $5,050. But since we're doing it with Bitcoin, I hope that as you're saving that money in Bitcoin instead of in straight up cash, your gains will be more than $5,050, which is what you would have if you were just to save the cash. Okay, so just a different way of motivating people and getting you guys inspired to stack sats. Okay, all right. Now that we know where we're at with our current positions on the show, there's only really one thing left to do, and that is it's time to stack some sats. Why Swan? The Swan logged me out. BTC Munga and house. What up, BTC Munga? Thanks for tuning in today. Hope all is well. My Swan got logged off. Let me log back in. We talked about multi-sig setups today, BTC Moon Guy, and it's pretty interesting. And then we talked about setting up quests and challenges for future generations. That's pretty interesting. I'm stoked on that piece. I'm actually gonna try to do something like that. It's freaking cool. All right, get into my Swan account. Got logged out. You check all my signing options here. Boom, boom. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think for sure once you get to a certain level of value of your Bitcoin holdings, multi-sig is a must, especially if people know they have Bitcoin. Let's see. All right, we are in. Put this back over here where I can see it. All right, here we go. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin for our normal daily stack because the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price. What up, Carl? Let's go. Good to see you in here. Round of applause for Carl. Also for BTC Moon Guy. Thanks for joining us. I did an interview, BTC Moon Guy, with another creator. His name is Ryan, and he has a podcast called 100 Trillion. And you came up during the conversation. I'm just grateful that you show up here to the show and have that OG knowledge to keep us motivated and show us that it's actually possible to hodl like a maniac. So here we go. I'm doing a preview here of this buy. I'm going to take my information here, grab it real quick. Slide the slider down. Here we go. We are making a $20 buy for the normal DCA of the show. Here we go. Let's let that work its magic while I update my notes. At 65. Okay, that's nice. There it is. Just like that, Bitcoin has been purchased for the main portion of the show. There it is. And now let's talk about the 100 stacks challenge. Today, the price is low and I want to do a big line. So today, let's see. Our options are 79 or a $10 line. I'm gonna put up a poll. Let's see, 100 stacks, $10 today, or $79. Let the people decide. Just kidding. We need some let the people decide music in here. How about this? How about this one? Let the people decide moment. Vote. Should we buy for today's 100 stack line? Should we buy the $10 line or the $79 line at the current price of Bitcoin? 65,739. Here is our average buys so far. Look at that, we bought at 72, we bought at 73. Today's a good buy. All right. The people have spoken. Let's do this. Let me finish this poll. That's hilarious. Here we go. We're ending the poll. And the people have decided today will be a $79 buy. Choo. Oops, give me a second. All right. All right. So now that we know how much Bitcoin we're stacking, let's go back to the page so we can stack that $79 buy. Here. 79. Just like that. Browser. There it is. It's queued up. It's ready to rock. We're stacking 79 bucks for the 100 stacks challenge today. We're doing line number 79. You can do any order line you want, but you got to do one line a day. I was going to say to keep the doctor away. One line a day to keep the stack. Keep the stack something. Make something good. Make something up, guys. Make something up. Preview this buy. Copying the data for the spreadsheet here. Like that. Boom. 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 All right, here we go. Went back to the browser. Drum roll, please. Buying $79 for the 100 stacks, 100 Bitcoin stacks challenge. We're doing line number 79. And just like that, more Bitcoin has been stacked today on the stack stats show. We are stacking like maniacs today. Our stacking has been going crazy since we added the 100 stacks challenge. Oh my gosh, I need to go sell some stuff for sure. All right. So now that we've stacked, we turn on the music because now that we stacked, we get to chill. And let's update these spreadsheets with the buys from today. And we'll jump into the Q&A section after this. Browse. There we go. 2024, we bought some sats. Boom. 4, 3, 24. We bought at $65,682. We bought $20 worth of Bitcoin. That yielded 0.0003. Let's go. 0008, which translates to 30,008 Satoshis. We're back in the 30s, baby. Let's go. That's a good buy right there. That's a good buy. Look at, we've been getting like less than 30,000 Satoshis the past week. So that bumps us up to 4.1 million Satoshis in 2024. And for the overall stack of the show, that puts us at, let's see. That puts us at 14.8 million Satoshis. Jeez. We've invested $5,500 and our stack is currently worth $6,700. In other words, we would need 76% more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Satoshis today, right? This is a sad number because it's telling you that the dollar is losing purchasing power against Bitcoin 76% since May 2023, okay, in 10 months, right? It's insane. Actually, 9 months because we're not even on the 22nd yet. About 9 months, okay. In 3 months, it's lost 32% of its purchasing power against Bitcoin. That's crazy, right? And I'm not going to bore you with the burrito index today, so let's jump into the 100 stacks and update this sheet. Okay, we are currently minus 5% on our holdings because the price of Bitcoin dropped a little bit this past couple weeks. But it's okay because it's going to go back up. So instead of being scared and stopping the challenge, continue with the challenge, because when you're buying low like this, once it starts to come back up, you're going to see the benefits of buying cheap sats. Okay. Which is why I think most of you guys opted for me to buy the $79 line today. So today it's 4/3/24. We bought at an amazing price of, oh my gosh, that's cool, 65,982. We bought $79 worth, and that yielded 0.00185848. Is that right? Yeah, look how much more. That's crazy. Look how many more sats I got. Is that right? 0.001854. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm missing a number here. 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There it is. I was like, man, that's a lot. There it is. Also, it's less sats because we bought $1 less than yesterday. That makes sense. Okay, but that brings our overall stack for the 100 stacks challenge to 2.9 million satoshis. We're down about 4.93%. But we'll keep an eye on this. Keep stacking. If you want to track your 100 stack challenge with this spreadsheet, you can do it with the Google Sheet. It is available by typing in !100 stacks in the chat. You'll get a link to it. You go check out the template. You can check out my numbers, or you can clone it and use it as a template to track your 100 stacks. I think Roman, it's actually plausible. We'll see 1 cent per sat before the. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine, McLovin? That's insane. That's insane. The value of this little small YouTube channel's I guess treasury reserve, right? Our little stack is coming along just fine, right? We're not even at where are we? We're not even at a quarter of a Bitcoin yet. We're not even at 0.15 Bitcoin yet, right? But sadly, 0.14 Bitcoin is more than most of the people in the world will ever own as far as Bitcoin goes, because most people don't even know about it. They don't care about it. They're too busy trying to live life, trying to stay afloat, to take some time to learn about Bitcoin, which is sad. So looking back now, 10 months into it, 9 months into it, even though it's a very small stack, it's not anywhere near 1 Bitcoin, right? It's still pretty cool to get to this number slow and steady, gradually stacking 1 day at a time. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too strange. The biggest buy we've ever done is the $1,000 buy when we hit episode 100. Okay? It's crazy. It's crazy. So, I want to ask you guys a favor. Today, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe, because we're at 199 subscribers. Can you believe that? Woo! 199 subscribers. It's awesome. 1 subscriber away from 200 subscribers. When we hit 200 subscribers, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a giveaway. So if we hit 200 subscribers today, we'll do a giveaway tomorrow. Okay? If we hit 100 subscribers tomorrow, we'll do a giveaway on Friday. Okay? But we got to hit 200 subscribers. We're 1 subscriber away, guys. When that happens, we are going to do a trivia day. A trivia day. What the heck is a trivia day? Well, I'm going to put together 12 Bitcoin questions, stuff we've covered here on the show. And we are going to do a little contest. I'll ask the question. I'll give you guys time to respond. And whoever responds first will get a point or a couple points. And I'll keep track of the points. I'll ask the 12 questions. We'll get through it. And hopefully we have a winner. When we do get a winner, I'll give away, I think it's a 25. gotta be a $25 gift certificate, a $25 gift code for my Bitcoin store. I call it the Bitcoiner's Closet. It's got my Bitcoin designs on there. It's got the sweater back here. Oh, actually, let me show you. Let me show you. Boom. So before I started doing this show, I thought it'd be cool to have some Bitcoin stuff that I wanted to make. And so I like Rage Against the Machine, right? And I thought it'd be cool to replicate the Rage Against the Machine shirt, but with a Bitcoin spin on it. So instead of raging against the machine, you can stack against the machine. Isn't that great? I'm so proud of myself for that. Anyway, stack against the machine. There it is. The period has a little Bitcoin B in there. So in case you didn't know, now you know. Stack against the machine. People kind of overlook it. They'll have like a second look and be like, oh, I thought that was a Rage shirt. And I was like, yeah, I like Rage, but I also like to stack against the machine, baby. Right? Whoa. There we go. Let's go, Bitcoin Beacon in the house. Let's go. That's awesome. So then oh, you got it. We got it. Let's go. Woohoo! 200 subscribers. We got 200 subscribers. All right. So officially tomorrow we're gonna do trivia day. Okay, come back. Be ready with your answers. Warm up them fingers on the keyboard because I'm gonna have 12 questions. We'll cut this. We'll do the show. We'll probably skip the why we stack segment, and we'll do a quick intro. We'll stack. We'll buy, and then we'll do the 12 question trivia. It's about Bitcoin, and if you win, like I said, you're gonna get a gift certificate for $25 that you can spend in our Bitcoiner's Closet store. Let me see if I go to the main page. There it is. Bitcoiner's Closet store. There it is. You could get what is it called? A pin, a sweater, a patch. You can iron on to whatever. You get this pin. You can get the keyboard repair kit. Have you guys seen this before? This is one of my greatest ideas ever. I don't even know. Anyway, I think I came up with this idea, but I don't know 100%. Someone else could have come up with this idea already. At the keyboard repair kit, you basically take it's a sticker pack, and it's got a bunch of different configurations for you to go and repair your keyboard and fix the key, so that instead of having a 4 with a dollar sign on it, you have a 4 with a Bitcoin sign on it. Let's go. So therefore future-proofing your keyboard so that you can use your keyboard into the future. And instead of typing in a dollar sign, you'll be able to type in a Bitcoin sign, right? There's a way to go in there and mess with the computer's configuration. So it actually outputs this Unicode when you hit Shift 4, and it makes the Bitcoin logo, the actual Bitcoin text, right? So anyway, I thought it'd be pretty funny to provide the sticker to replace pretty much any size keyboard you have. Got big ones, small ones, black ones, white ones, orange ones, red ones, yellow ones, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever one you want. It's a little sticker kit, and you can cut it to the right proportion so it fits whatever keyboard you want to modify. Anyway, I thought it'd be hilarious to get that out there. So that's there. We have that. We have what else we have? Oh, this I wanted to flex on some people in the pool the other day, so I needed to get some swim trunks that were Bitcoin only. So these are the Bitcoin swim trunks for your orange peeling needs in the pool. And what else? Oh yeah, this is a Bitcoin sundress for the ladies in the house. It's basically it's just the pattern of little bees everywhere, the Bitcoin logo. It's hard to tell, but it's like just a pattern with the Bitcoin bees, right? The Bitcoin sign. And what else? That's pretty much it. There's more stuff. There's more designs coming up that I need to put up there. Maybe I'll do some Hodl Boy stickers up there or something like that. But anyway, it's one of the things I have going on the side here too. It's just a different way for me to provide some kind of value, provide some kind of stuff that I kind of wish would exist, but I haven't seen out there the way I want it, the way I want to wear it, the way I like it. Like this sweater, I get asked about the sweater all the time. It's one of my favorite sweaters. It's comfortable, and this is about, I don't know. I think I got the sweater before I started the show, so it's held up pretty good. I've washed it multiple times, and it's held up pretty decent actually. Even though the printing was actually on the zipper, it's over the zipper. So, I mean, it's held up pretty good so far. Anyway, all right. That's what I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Sats Show. Tomorrow is going to be a blast. Make sure you invite your friends because we're going to be doing Bitcoin Trivia Day tomorrow because we hit 200 subscribers, and we will be giving away a $25 gift certificate to the Bitcoiners Closet shop, Bitcoiners Closet store. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll address that comment from Hard Huddle tomorrow too, if you want, or if not, Friday. Okay, but hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Congratulations, you made it past the middle of the week. Hang in there, stack sats, and stay positive out there, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys.